Greetings to everyone. My name is Monyane Mohale. I'm doing a quantity surveying on my final year now. I'm in the EOS in Free State. The title for my research is actually the demolition waste in Bloemfontein construction sites, its impact on the environment, and the tools that can be used to reduce such waste. And then the question that I would like to address is how can property developers decrease construction and demolition waste and thereby increase their profitability. All right, so we have two types of waste that we will be looking at now. Number one is construction waste, the waste that is normally being produced during the executions of the construction projects. And then secondly is demolition waste, whereby someone will find a building on site and then demolish it, maybe for renovations or some other purposes. So some studies have found that approximately 100 billion tons of construction and demolition waste is being generated annually. And then when you try to calculate, saying 1 ton is equals to 1,000 kilograms, you can now see how much waste is being produced in the environment. Not only so, 35% quantity of this waste is being disposed of illegally at the landfills. And then this study is only applicable to the study that I did in Bloemfontein. This 35% is only applicable in Bloemfontein. Then you can imagine how much waste is being produced at the metropolitans, meaning Gauteng or Cape Town. It can be much higher than this one. 70 or 80% can be the waste that is being produced and then being thrown away on the landfills. That wastes a lot of money because this waste is from the materials that have been bought from the suppliers to construct the buildings, but then it ends up at the landfills. Much money is being wasted. And it's also illegal to do that, to just dump off waste anywhere where a person can feel like doing it. There are two factors that contribute to the generation of this kind of waste. The first one is socio-economic factors. Secondly is construction-related factors. And then under socio-economic, we have the urbanization, whereby people are being migrating from the rural areas to the urban areas. And then that on its own creates opportunities for the developers to get business. But unfortunately, the more buildings are being constructed, the more waste is being produced. And then the much quantity of such waste is being disposed of at the landfills, creating problems in the environment and causing this global warming, whereby we find ourselves now in this kind of heat that we are living in now. The second one is urban renewal programs, whereby because of population in the cities, buildings will be demolished and being rebuilt in much larger size to accommodate the people who are now residing in the cities. And thirdly, the increase in world population. Construction related factors. The number one is design related factors, whereby before a project can be constructed, the client and then the design team, they have to come together to design that particular project. But then at that stage, if maybe they are not agreeing on some concept of the project, later on during construction, they might need to redo the work or redesign it, and then that will produce demolitions and ultimate waste. Secondly, procurement factors. Sometimes it happens where the person who orders materials from suppliers can order much material than needed, or even raw materials, and then that also could result in waste. The handling related factors, something like the bricks, they have to be handled with care, otherwise they will cause cracks or even break down and get damaged. The storage related factors, something like cement has to be stored in a certain way so that it won't deteriorate. It has to be kept in a warm place with and then be covered also, and then be placed on something that is raised, something like a platform, to keep it fresh. And then the workers related factors. Workers need to be motivated at work so that they can do their work efficiently and effectively. If workers are maybe unskilled or have wrong attitude towards the work, they won't be effective enough in doing the work, and then it will necessitate some correct because of the errors and their mistakes. Lastly is monitoring and reporting. Or if a person maybe is responsible for the waste, he has to be held accountable for that. From there is the impacts on of this kind of waste. The first one is on the economy. Some other companies and developers, they are not able to do the work effectively because of the money they spend, about the money that is weighted on the waste. Because every quantity of waste means every something like throwing away of money in a way. And if a company can try to assess the waste that they produce and convert it into money, they would see that a lot of money is being wasted on waste. And then public health and the life of the society is also being compromised because of waste. The companies also, the reputation can be affected because some clients, they want companies that are accountable and responsible to the environment. So even the reputation of the company can be compromised because of the this irresponsibility, in doing the work. The other one is the tools that can be used to reduce the waste. The first one is good practices within the construction teams. People have to be in good terms in order for them to work in a right way. And then before a person can order materials, they have to calculate the resources that are needed for the project. And then the inventory also can help in such a case. And then there should be good communication between the client and the design team before the project can be executed. And then the employees have to receive thorough training before they can start doing the work. Secondly, there are some technologies that can be used to effectively do the work. The first one is BIM, whereby it, from the beginning of the project until the end, it can help the project team to see where the errors can be, and then try to avoid that. And then there are the robots that can be used to demolish buildings without causing waste. Thirdly, there are some recycling units that can also be used. And then the 3D printing with recycled materials can also be effective in trying to reduce or eliminate waste in the construction industry. And then there are also some benefits of recycling and reusing. The first one is that it produces jobs for the people. Second one, it preserves the environment. And then the third one is that it saves also on money. And then it makes people the cities to be happier and more clean, where we do not have waste just around. So from the empirical study, I did my research in Bloemfontein, and then I had to interview some project team members, the construction managers, the foremen, and the people who are directly involved in the construction of the projects. And then the courses that I found on the research, the first one was renovations. It seems as if renovations is the greatest factor that is leading to the demolitions in the construction industry. The second one is poor quality construction materials. The third one is poor planning. And then coming down is inadequate drawings, whereby the architect will offer the drawings that are inadequate. And then when the project is being constructed, they have to come back and then try to redo the work because initially the drawings were not comprehensive. All right. And then I also found that 32% of the waste that is being produced ends up in landfills, and then this is the greatest quantity of waste, because from there we have 30% who said that they donate the waste or resell it, and then only 19% they are recycling and reusing the materials. And then recycling and reusing is one of the most effective ways that can be implemented to try to reduce the waste. All right. Then yeah, this one shows the how we can try to reduce such waste. We have to reuse materials, and then there has to be improvement in the project planning and the design, and then the construction team has to be systematically trained before they can do the work, and then they improve demolition equipment and techniques like those robots in the previous slide, and then using the materials that are sustainable in doing the work, and implementing material recovery practices. All right, so the conclusions are that the study indicated that 35% of construction and demolition waste in Bloemfontein ends up in landfills, and then there are some recommendations for to have good construction practices. When they are followed, the waste can be reduced. And then also the construction project planning process must be detailed and extensive, meaning all the stakeholders should be involved in the process of planning, so that no one will come later on and say, I want this and this, or I want this and this and this. And then wasted materials must be reused and recycled as far as can be done. And then property developers must make use of innovative technologies. Yeah, so the burning question is, how can property developers decrease construction and demolition waste and thereby increase their profitability? Because making profit is what we want as construction team members, and then also to preserve this precious environment and the atmosphere. Yeah, I thank you so much.